Big, huge trade yesterday on Father's Day. Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, a gang of second-round picks going to the Washington Wizards for Bradley Beal, who will team with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Payne, and we don't know who else. But I'm going to let you have the first go at it.
All right.
What do you think about the trade? How do you like it or not like it?
I like the trade, but I like it for two different reasons, and there's a small reason why I wouldn't like it. I like the trade because when you get Kevin Durant and you realize the way that they got mollywhopped and got waxed by the Denver Nuggets, especially in Game 6, the way he showed up and the way Devin Booker only dropped 12 points, you need more firepower. And Bradley Beal is that. It's more firepower. But I said on Saturday on Martin and VJ, I don't like the move for a small point that if you have to give up so much that you can't absorb, like giving up the bench like what they did with Durant. When they made the Durant deal, they had to give up so much. They didn't have enough there on the bench and defensively to absorb that type of move. So you knew it was a move for the future. I believe I saw you say the same thing on First Things First. So I like the move for firepower, but you still now have to load this bench up. You have Vogel as a head coach who's a defensive-minded guy. Right. So you got to get veterans that could just not only play, they can play defense. They need to be able to guard and defend in the Western Conference. Now, when I first saw this deal, the first name I looked for that would be leaving was DeAndre Ayton, and I didn't see that name, and that made me like the deal even more because I like him more than it seems like most people do. A 18, 19, 20, and 10 guy, big. He's improved his game. He's got the mid-range jumper going. He's got the little floater one hand going out. He played well in the playoffs. So he had a game or two where he probably could have done a little more, but every player does, right? But I thought that him being still there after this deal was done made me like it a whole lot more. But then today you hear he could be in trade moves they could be moving. Exactly. They could be moving him anyway.
That's the question. Will he stay? Now, look, I feel somewhat similar to you. I think that from a basketball standpoint, I don't mind the trade for Phoenix.
Yeah.
I actually like it because, and here's the thing people have to understand. Even if they had not made this trade, they still were in a position financially where they would have had trouble filling out their roster with quality players anyway.
Yeah.
Okay? So now you still will have that problem, but you also got a guy like Bradley Beal who, to your point, will give you more firepower. Let's start with this. People have to remember, and I know it's not always this cut and dried and this academic. However, the Phoenix Suns gave Denver more trouble than anybody else in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? They got 2 games. Again, it doesn't always work out this way. It doesn't mean they're necessarily the best, better than the Lakers, better than the Timberwolves, better than the Heat, but it's something to look at.
Yeah.
They played 8 games together in the regular season, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. They lost Chris Paul, and they came out there and got 2 games off the world champions. Lakers couldn't do it. Timberwolves couldn't do it. Heat couldn't do it. So there's that. Now, to your point, from a basketball standpoint, they got Devin Booker, who showed he can play point. Now, he's not a true point guard, but he showed he can handle the ball. He can dish it. He scored and he passed it tremendously in the playoffs, averaged 30 and almost 8 assists. And then Bradley Beal at times can bring it up as well. So those two will probably alternate handling the point guard duties. We know what KD does. He doesn't have to dominate the ball. I'm with you on Ayton. I mean, Ayton, look, his motor's always been in question at times, right? Even in college, is he going to bring it every night? Is he going to be, have that aggressive attitude every night? And that's an issue.
Yep.
But as a fourth option, he'll get you 17 and 10 with just by being out there, and you're going to need size. He's not going to shut down Nikola Jokic, but he's big enough to at least get in his way, be athletic, contest shots, so on and so forth. The 2 questions I have about Phoenix, VJ, are not necessarily about their quality of play that they'll get from their big 4, but it is their health.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Durant's averaged 34 games a year for the last 4 seasons. And Bradley Beal's averaged like 52. So the health is a question and the depth. But you notice role players should play better around 4 other guys that are like that, 3 stars that the defense has to be ready for. Torrey Craig, all you have to do next year, this summer, work on your 3, shoot threes all day, every day,
1,000.
and come in ready to defend.
Yep.
So, look, here's the issue. Is it going to work? By work, I mean this. Win a championship.
Exactly.
That's the only. It's not about getting to the finals. You've been there. It's not about being a contender. You are that already. You have to win a ring. And I will say this, whether it's health, whether it's lack of depth, I don't think they're going to win a ring. They can. They're capable. But if you put a gun to my head and said, are they going to win the championship? I would likely say no.
Yeah, I would take the field.
And I hope I'm wrong, kind of, to be honest.
Well, here's the thing. If you ask me to take the field right now, I'll take the field. But we haven't had the draft. I think there's going to be a lot of movement between now and Thursday, even draft night. I think there's going to be a lot of movement. You see the Western Conference is almost in reshuffle panic mode.
Yeah,
we don't know what's up with Dame. Everybody's going to be trying to do something. You got the hometown Lakers out here where I am in L.A. What are you going to do with AD with the extension? LeBron floated the retirement thing, but we know that's not real. He's going to come back and play. He still can put up 27 a night, 7 and 8. And, LeBron's still doing him. What's it going to really lean on is Kevin Durant. Now, a lot of people bang on LeBron for playing with all these other great players. Okay, and I'm a KD guy. I'm from the DMV. I saw him play at 15 years old at Montrose Christian Academy in high school. It's time to show up now. Like you said, you got to go get a chip now, bro, because the 2 chips you got are with that Golden State squad, and then they won one before you and one after you. You did the super team thing in Brooklyn, didn't work out. You and Kyrie and Harden didn't play enough together, and now you have Booker and you have Beal, and if they keep aiding like you said, and if they add a supporting cast, bruh, you got to go get this ring this year. The finals ain't going to cut it, and the Western Conference Finals is not going to cut it.
Well, look, he's going to be 35 in September.
Yeah.
So you don't generally get healthier as you age. No. And like I said, he's already been injury prone. Heck, he got hurt in the layup line, for goodness sake.
Twisted his ankle in the layup line.
All right, so yeah, they have to, their chances of winning a championship are going to decrease every year.
Yeah. The window's closing
fast. Their best chance to win it will be next year. And so, look, Frank, you mentioned Frank Vogel. He's a good defensive coach.
Yeah.
Look, defense in the NBA is about scheme. So you have a coach who can put together a proper scheme. And it's about heart and technique and desire. If you have the requisite athleticism, size, and strength. And they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have enough to be they're not going to be the number 1 defensive team in the league. But they have enough if Beal and Devin and Ayton and Durant and whoever the 5th starter is, Torrey Craig, whoever, if they put forth the effort, then they should be able to be adequate defensively. All right. And then we saw it with Miami. It's a lot of undrafted players out there that can ball.
Yep.
So this is going to be on their scouting department to fill out that roster with vet minimum guys that might not be great individually from an NBA level context, but with superstars like that drawing attention, they can hit the open 3. They can make smart plays. They hustle defensively. Nobody thought Bruce Brown had this.
Nah.
Right?
Yeah, he was with the Pistons. He was with my Pistons. So I saw him
now he's about
personal.
to get paid.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So they need to go out and find guys like that. And you can find them.
They're all over the place, man. You definitely can find them. Also, too, with defense, you said hard, desire. To me, it's simple. You have to get stops in the NBA when you need stops. I understand if you have a little defensive mishaps in December and January and every now and then in like a March. But by April, bro, you have to get stops when you need some. You don't have to be a great defensive team. You just need to have the one. I call it the want to. The want to get this stop. The want to stop this guy who's been cooking you for 3 quarters. And it's time to slow this guy down or shut this guy down so you can go get this dub. So I think Vogel is important to this, but also shift to the main player we haven't mentioned, Beal. I always felt Beal was a 2-3 guy. I never felt Beal was a Batman or Superman. He's more like Flash. He's more like Aquaman, right? Like he can do some stuff. He can talk to the fish, but you can shoot and kill him.
He's a great third option.
You know what I'm saying? But this is perfect
He's
for
a
Bradley
great third
Beal.
option.
You talk about a guy that just kind of stand over there and wait to get the ball to shoot. So many eyes are going to be on Booker and Durant.
Oh,
Bill, man.
And he can create his own stuff.
Exactly.
He can create for others. Like, offensively, come on.
Yeah, he should be launching.
They should be nice.
I
mean, you got 3 20-plus point scorers and then another one who's near there in Ayton. So